looking through my kitchen window, and I just need to get to that kettle to make some coffee, that's all. But the decision is, we've got a honeymoon couple in camp.
Start this video off giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors goes into the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that have taught me the truth. Much love, peace, blessings goes out to all you hopeful elect brothers that are teaching the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai in all truth and in sincerity. This is going to be a lesson. I'm going to entitle it, "The Lord is Ready to Meet the Earth as a Lion," right? Because I came across this video on World Star Hip Hop where this dude was trapped in a house. I think this was somewhere out in South Africa, and lo and behold, the reason why he's trapped in the house because it's a damn whole hungry lion inside of his actually outside of wherever he was at, roaring and taunting towards him, man. You know what I mean? Which, as you see, is like it's a fearful sight, really, because a lion is a ferocious animal. A lion can easily rip a human being to shreds, easily. 2.5 seconds, just go straight for your carotid arteries or the major arteries in your neck and kill you. It'll take less than 10 seconds for you to die from a lion attack. And just looking at the demeanor of this damn lion, man, it was completely, ferocious and outraged. You know what I mean? Ready to pounce. And that's exactly the spirit Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is in, the God of the earth, because he's sick of the wickedness that's going on in this society. There's a complete disregard for his law, statutes, and commandments. You got the devil, which, the scriptures pursuant to Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And by means of a wicked rulership, you just have all types of, ways and philosophies and actions and doings being poured out that are, contrary to the Most High's word. You know what I'm saying? So, one major facet of this, how the Lord is going to start destroying these people, is with famine. This is how the Lord is going to meet you like a lion, because, the Lord himself, he's not going to, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, the Most High Yahweh himself, he is going to send Yahweh Shai, his son, back, and he's going to appear, in person, per se, to destroy the wicked. But before that, the Lord, that ferociousness is going to be poured out by way of the sword and by way of famine and all kind of calamity and chaos. And when you think about the sword and famine, that's usually the main way the Lord uses to bring mass judgment. When there's a war, when there's chaos and killing, and when there's famine, when people are dying. Those two things really humble and bring down a society to where all the shit that people are into, they don't have no space to do anymore because they just worried about their lives. But then that's when it's too late, because it's judgment season. All right. Because here, this article says Iran digital food rationing rolls out using biometric IDs amid food riots. Iran is set to be the first country to roll out a food rationing scheme based on new biometric IDs. Where passports failed, food passports will now be eagerly accepted by hungry people who can't afford rapidly inflating food prices. This is the realization of a long-standing agenda by the Rockefeller UNWEF crowd to, as Kissinger put it, control food and control people. Christian breaks it down. Salaki, I won't play any of this podcast, but This guy goes into it. You could watch this on your own, but I mean, just the headline itself is outstanding. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what it's boiling down to. You got, a lot of inflation in different countries, a lot of turmoil behind resources being manipulated. And the main resource that's being manipulated is fuel and food. And that's, as we see, it's rolling out a lot of chaos throughout different countries. Like in Sri Lanka, there's a lot of turmoil going on out there, different places around the world. And it's as we can see, it's arriving here in America. Look at the diesel fuel hikes that just happened recently, that they say they're going to have to start rationing out diesel fuel on the East Coast. Hey, so this just spells pretty much more economic disparity and food, uncertainty. You know what I'm saying? Because look, we know what these devils try to did with the past 2 years regarding that V thing, right? Well, most things that people, had to get into, I should say let me word that differently. The motivating force behind people getting the V, that injection, was mostly for leisure. People wanted to go to restaurants. They wanted to go to forms of different entertainment and go to stadiums and XYZ, right? And it was really a small portion of society, significant but still small, that had to take it as a requirement of their job, right? So within that wasn't enough to affect the populace as far as getting everyone to comply with biometrics and identifications. But now what this devil is doing is he got people familiarized with that concept, but now he's using a different means and a more powerful means, which is food. Because when the food goes out and there's lawlessness in the streets and people can't eat and they starving, that brings compliance. That brings ultimate compliance. Like this devil Henry Kissinger said, control food and control people. And this is exactly what they want to do. All right. And this is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, going back to that theme, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai meeting the people like a lion. Because famine, hey, that's a scourge from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. He sends that on wicked people, man. Because look at this. The book of Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 28, it says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of their destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance, you see? So famine was created for vengeance. This is a part of one of the tools the Lord utilizes in order to bring punishment on a society or a kingdom or an individual. And usually these type of mass judgments happen on a society because it gets to the point where wickedness is increased and it's affected everyone. The majority of people are into, the alphabet groups, and you got this whole abortion thing going on, which is child sacrifice, child murdering. So this is, when it gets to that point, this is when the Lord, his anger builds up, and then he starts unleashing these forms of judgment. Now we understand, you read a lot of these articles, it's tied to the elites. It's tied to what the Rothschilds and these different world, organizations like the World Economic Forum and World Health Organization are, they're manipulating the situation, so to speak. But yet and still, the scriptures tell you the heart of the king, in other words, the heart of a magistrate or someone in power, someone that has authority, is in the hand of the Lord. You see? So even though these things are being orchestrated by the devil is just a tool of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You know what I mean? But famine, that's going to be a harsh punishment on the people, man. So this is here, Hosea chapter 13 and verse 6. This talk about the judgment of the Israelites. It says, according to their pasture, so were they filled. They were filled and their heart was exalted. Therefore, they have forgotten me. And that's exactly the state of Jake. They've been filled in this society. Jake got to get his fair share of food. He got a job. And this goes back to the ancient world, because when we were in the ancient world, you know, we had our kings and nobles. We had a farmland and plenteous of harvest from our farms. All the way, you know, is a reflection to the state where our people are in today. They completely in that mindset today. Their hearts are exalted and they still being wicked. You know, they don't. Our people, of course, are not in that former glory as they were. But they, you know, the way Jake look at it. Oh well, we got rappers, we got, you know, chains and guns, and you know, we can still go to Walmart. I can still get a job. The nigga woman, she can still hop in her car and go where she wants to go. She can still go to the clubs on the weekend, right? So because of all this, and they're able to do their pleasures without being judged, you know, their heart is exalted above the Most High, to the point where when the prophets come out and tell our people that they're in error, our people don't want to repent. They don't want to listen because they can still enjoy the pleasures of sin. You know what I'm saying? It says, therefore, and so it's because you've forgotten the Lord. Therefore, I will be unto them as a lion, just like that lion we seen at the beginning of the video. This is how the Lord is going to meet these jakes. Because pretty soon they're going to go to the grocery stores and see milk, gallon of milk, $20, man. Insane. Gas. In parts of the country where you would say it's cheap, raising up to over $10, $15, $20. So that's going to bring complete lawlessness and chaos. And this is, remember, this is all the Lord, because when this type of judgments are being poured out, the spirit that's going to be in the people is fear and anxiety and more depressed, suicidal, you know what I'm saying? Unsure of themselves, because right now they're proud. And their pride is what's blocking them from understanding that they're wicked. So when this humbling comes, man, you know, hey, this is going to be it's going to be payback time for ignoring the Lord. It says, therefore I will be unto them as a lion, as a leopard by the way will I observe them. I will meet them as a bear that is bereaved of her whelps, and will rend the call of their heart. Therefore I would devour them like a lion. The wild beast shall tear them. And there is going to be wild beasts, like literal lions unleashed, like from all these zoos and different national parks, and you know, the wildlife across America and really across the world. Because it's going to be a worldwide judgment. They're going to be eating people, getting down on people, killing people. But also, you know, the sword, you know, because I seen this video. Well, this dude, look, I'm going to read this excerpt from this video, right? It says, Houston man is accused of kidnapping his landlord, which is really kind of like his friend. I suppose it would do was his friend, his landlord, and placing him in the back of his own Land Rover in an apparent robbery May 8th. And police are still searching for their suspect. Joshua Deloche, 29, is facing charges of aggravated assault and aggravated kidnapping for the encounter, part of which was caught on the victim's home surveillance camera. Deloche remains on the lam and is facing up to life in prison if caught and convicted. The hours-long ordeal started at the victim's home in the 300 block of Edo Park Circle, where he had just informed Deloche that he was no longer welcome to stay in the 3-story house. According to the Houston Police Department investigators, the victim owns the home, and previously allowed Deloche to lodge. Video shared by police shows the man identified as Deloche walk down the stairs and immediately pull a gun around 8 p.m. that Sunday night. You see? So this dude was actually allowing, you know, he was being allowed to stay at a particular Jake's house. The Jake kicked him out, and then Jake robbed him at gunpoint, told him to transfer $6,000 on Cash App, and and kidnapped him, had him in the back of his own Land Rover, man. So Jake is completely wicked. Now, let's just say the landowner unjustly kicked this guy out. Say he was being an asshole prick to this guy that he was letting stay in his house. Well, I mean, is this the proper response to take? You know what I'm saying? You think amongst brothers we would promote something like this? No, but you see, that's the spirit that's in Jake right now. Jake has no concern or care about each other. And that's why it's a lot. That's why this judgment is going to come. Because even Yahushua said, love thy neighbor as thyself. That's a part of the law. That's not love, man.
What? Down. Huh? On your knees. Bro. On your knees now. On your knees. Bro. On your knees. What's the issue? I'm not going to say it one more time. Bro, what's the issue? On your knees now. What's the issue? Bro, I'm not fucking around. What's the issue? On your knees now. What's the issue? Whatever you want to know. What's the issue? You. Be quiet. Shut the fuck up.
So see, Jake didn't get no fuck, man. He was telling him to get on his knees. He was gonna take advantage of that, man. That's the spirit Jake is in. You know, it's multitudes of Jake right now getting gunned down, man, by each other though. They're getting robbed by each other. So this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 44 and verse 27. It says, "Behold, I will watch over them for evil and not for good." And this is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua speaking. He said he's going to watch over our people for evil. And that's a major statement to be made because your God, you know, a part of our worship is that our God, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, you know, the concept of a God is supposed to be a protector. Your God is supposed to be someone you run into in times of help, in times of trouble, to sustain you. You look for the Most High for sustenance. But no, the Lord said he's going to watch over us for evil because they're wicked, you know, because our people are wicked. It says, and all the men of Judah that are in the land of Egypt shall be consumed by the sword and by the famine until there be an end of them. You see? And the sword and famine is going to get kicked up on a whole other level because pretty much famines bring the sword. Famines bring, when there's a lack of any type of resource, be it money, you know, when people are in poverty, as we can see, poverty and lack of morals leads to all type of crime. But then when it comes to the lack of food, even people with halfway decent morals, that's when you see the morals start bending and you start seeing people getting raped and robbed, people invading one another, next door neighbors going into each other's houses. And it's funny, too, it's going back to that incident, a video I played, those dudes were, you know, lived with one another at one point in time, and the dude held them at gunpoint. You know what I'm saying? And that's the spirit the Most High is bringing out. So imagine the time where it's famine. You got stuff like this happening now. Imagine a time when there's famine, when there's hunger on the line. Jake will be straight murdering each other. And then it's going to be chaos. And then that's when Esau is going to come in. The real sword, big sword. It's going to be killing Jake. Lamentations 3:10, it says, "He was unto me as a bear lying in wait, and as a lion in secret places." And a lion and a bear are two predatory animals. With a lion and a bear is in a secret place, that means they waiting to pounce, man. And that's Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. He's in the secret place right now. Jake don't see it coming. And it's funny because that's exactly how Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is setting up this ordeal. He's like a lion in a secret place right now to Jake. Jake has no idea what's about to be brought upon them. But then at a sudden, just like a bear or a lion, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to have these spears go out and he's going to pounce to where they're going to get cut. The rug is going to get swept from under these people out here. They're going to be getting put to death, man. It says, "He hath turned aside my ways and pulled me in pieces. He hath made me desolate." And that's exactly what Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is about to do, man. He's going to turn aside Jake's ways because all the things that they're into, your ways represents, you know, your thought process. Oh, I'm going to do this today. I got this plan next week. And, I just applied for this job, applied for college. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to graduate. Nah. Most High is about to put a dead to that quickly. A famine kills all plans. It says, "He hath bent his bow and sent me as the mark for the arrow." So that's what the Most High is going to do. The Most High is set Jake as a target. You are targeted by the Most High. It says he hath caused the arrows of his quiver to enter into my reins. I was a derision to all my people in their song all the day. He hath filled me with bitterness, and he hath made me drunken with wormwood. And that bitterness and drunkenness, that's going to be the state of the people when this famine hits and when all hell starts breaking loose. You know, when it's more trouble and chaos in the society, in America and in the rest of the world. People are going to be filled with bitterness. You know what I'm saying? And wormwood is a bitter liquid. It's a bitter root that when you eat it, you don't want to eat much of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it turns your whole face, switch up your whole countenance. And that's what the Lord is going to do with Jake. He's going to make them in a bitter mind state because they're going to be in a state of confusion. They're going to be, Jake is going to be separated. Because, I mean, just imagine the picture. Imagine the picture. When some traumatic event happens, whether it's a blackout or something remotely that they project on the news that's going to cause people to enter in the grocery stores and buy up all the stuff, that's going to make people bitter. Because by the time all the grocery stores are emptied and certain people are left out, they're going to be at the home panicked and terrified. Certain of their family members, certain of Jake's family members going to go to the store and not come back because they're going to get shot down at the store from an argument. You know what I'm saying? The N-Dub's kids going to be at the crib crying up for their mom. Their mom never returned. Or vice versa. You as a parent might be, trying to get your children from school. Your children not able to leave because of some type of shutdown or military hold. So that's the bitterness. The bitterness of the physical pain you're going to be in from your stomach touching your back because of not eating for 3, 4, 5 days. Man, let Jake not eat for 5 days. These niggas going to be ready to take the chip, man. You know what I'm saying? It says, and thou hast removed, Salaki, he hath also broken my teeth with gravel stones. He hath covered me with ashes. And thou hast removed my soul far from peace. I forget prosperity. And that's the mindset the Lord is going to put these people in, is forgetting of prosperity. You know what I'm saying? He wants these people to be completely detached from all this fluff that they're into today, like the sports and the bread and circus, the social media, the clothing industry, people going shopping. Nah. You're going to forget about all that when it's a famine out here. And that's what's coming. So all praise goes to Yahweh Bashim Shai. Shalom.